So, if you've not come into interaction with HR before in the past, then you'll be forgiven for thinking that it's just like a police force within your business, helping to keep you out of trouble, helping to keep your business safe, and also can be this bureaucratic nightmare that's holding your business back in some cases that you really don't want to have in your business. But the truth is, done well, it really helps to keep your business running smoothly. It sets you up for your long-term goals and your goals in terms of your growth that you're looking to go for. But it also helps you to increase potential productivity and performance outputs in your business as well. So I want to go through three levels of HR that I think will be quite important, but it's also choosing which one is best for you because not every size fits everybody. So we want to kind of go through which is the best fit for you and why you should choose that particular option for where you are in your business right now. If this is your first time with me, by the way, my name is Mike. The company is Cavil, and we help and support smaller businesses to maximize the output and performance of their people and help you in your business to grow and scale. So, first and foremost, I think the important part around this is that it's recognizing that not all HR support is equal. So when you go out in the market, it's very easy to see that all HR support, it looks exactly the same. The only thing that really varies is the price levels of who you're going for, and how that structures. And there's a lot more to go into in depth on that than in this video right now. But what I would say is don't go in with that analogy of thinking that all HR is the same, because as we're going to go through, there are various different layers of introduction to HR. One of the first ones, which isn't one of my three that I've got on my list, ironically enough, is doing it yourself. So the first option really is not to go out and looking for HR, not to have any HR whatsoever, and that is to do it yourself. Now, the one thing I would say is that's littered with potential risks and problems that are only going to get worse, especially as the future unfolds and unravels with the Employment Rights Bill and the things that are going to come in the future on that as well. It's going to make doing this so much harder, and the risks of getting it wrong so much higher. And you are stuck with that people paradigm that we always talk about of in a business, you have no choice but to really employ people to increase your hours of output, to increase how much you can provide and grow your business. You need people to grow. You need people to scale. Whatever business you're in, you will need people to scale. When you get more people, you come up against more people problems, more legal issues that might come up and arise from that. So you get this paradigm of I need something, but it comes with all these added problems. And there's no way around that and out of that. That is the nutshell of what HR is there to do. A full rounded HR service shouldn't just be the police force. It should also look at the other side of that coin, which is how do I maximize the output and the bang for buck, the value for money that I'm spending on my people to help grow and scale my business. Because you can get lots of people in your business. It doesn't mean they're going to grow and scale. You might just increase your number of problems rather than get a lot of solutions. So doing it yourself does come with a lot of risks, comes with a lot of added concerns and admin that comes to that to boot. Because if you're a business owner, let's face facts, most of us here, we're small business owners, you don't have a fleet of people to draw upon to help do all this stuff. It comes to you. The buck stops with you. You are wearing that sole hat. So that's the first option I would say is a possibility to go through. And if you are bootstrapping right now and you are just getting started and you're hiring people, that might be where you want to start off with. But that brings me really nicely onto that first level. So that first level I want to talk about is talking about what is it you're looking to get out from this? So every time you're looking to do this, it's not about people like me saying, this is what you must have, this is what you need in your business. It's what is it you're looking to get out of that service? If you're looking for something that's going to help with the basics, help with the admin, give you the things you need when you need them so you can run and roll with that, and it's cheaper and it's more done with you than done for you, then that first option, the operational HR, is going to be the integral one for you. So for us personally, this is our HR helpline. I would say our HR helpline is probably in the same frame as the majority of HR products that are sold on the market. And I think this is why this video is so important, is because a lot of those products that are sold and services that are sold, I think are missold to some degree. And that's not me criticizing, competitors, etc. Of course, you would say that, Mike, right? But for me, I think the key problem with this is when you go through those products, they tell you they're going to do all these things that are probably in level 2 and 3 that I'm going to touch on in a minute, but aren't. And that is that a done for you service is done with you service is exactly that. It's done with you. That means when you need to send a letter out, they'll send you a template. You have to adjust the template. You have to send the template out to that person. You still have the onus and responsibility of doing some admin within that process. That's the clear part of this. It keeps you, legally compliant. It keeps you up to date. It gives you the handbooks. It gives you the contracts. It helps with the policies. You might get some day-to-day support and activity, but you're probably going to go through a mountain of different people in a call center process to try and give you that support, rather than one relationship manager, which is what we focus on, even at that lower level, to build that relationship and rapport with our clients. But you have an onus of responsibility in that process. So you are effectively job sharing the HR function with somebody else. That's the best way of putting that. And I would say that a large majority of products sold out on the market at the moment in time, I'm not going to list the names, but if you went out on at least 5 different big name businesses doing HR support services, they're probably going to look exactly the same, have a different color, similar pricing. And that's where most people fall into that gap of thinking all HR products and solutions are exactly the same. And that is what an HR product solution is. And don't know actually whether that's what they need and whether that's what they want. They just think that's what's available in the marketplace. And the reason that is so widely available is because it's so cheap and easy to provide that solution. There's very little labor intensive processes within that and thought processes. Most of the time, if you want to access bits and pieces, like with our HR helpline, you can access those when you want to, and that's perfectly fine. If you want and need a meeting, we'll be able to hold those once a month with you, perfectly fine. It's very low labor intensive work because you are taking up and sharing so much of that admin structure within that process, but it does give you security. So depending on where you are in your business, if you are just starting out and you are bootstrapping, it is a very cost-effective way to get started with the support in your HR. What I would say is does it offer you all the solutions? No. It focuses very much on plugging holes in the boat to keep you afloat for where you are right now. It's not going to help give you a serviceable boat that's going to move you forward. It's not going to help to make sure that machine, that engine in your business is driving your business forward. It's not going to do that. It's going to give you a security blanket, but it's not going to take away and resolve all those problems and all those ills. If you're at that early infrastructure in your business, this may be a good way to go, especially as a cost-effective solution. As a longer-term solution and helping you grow, this is not the one for you. If you're looking to get more value from your staff and increase performance and outputs, it's not the one for you. If you're looking for a solution that's going to actually help your business to grow and scale, rather than be an insurance policy, this is not the option for you. So it's bearing that in mind. Not every HR solution will look and feel the same. And that's the key thing of what we're trying to discuss today, right? But it is going to be there and it is going to have its part to play, and it absolutely does. Hence why we have it as a product and a service that we sell ourselves. Obviously, I think on a cheaper but on a bigger scale as well at the same time. But I would say that, wouldn't I? The next one is quite interesting. So I would say for us, level 2 is a tactical HR approach. So this is getting more onto the firefighting and beyond. So this is more than just kind of plugging the holes in the ship. It's actually helping to float the ship and move it forward. So this is going to have, more ability to fix problems, improve processes, rather than just say, here's the problem, there you go. It's going to actually be interactive. It's actually going to come up with a solution and say, here's the problem, here's the solution. Now, with us personally, and I'm not going to say it's the same for everybody and every product out there, hence why not all the same, but for us, this is where we start to get very much in the done for you category. So this is very much having the economies of scale of having an HR manager in your business without the high fixed cost of hiring an HR manager in your business. So you have all those experience, those expertise that's available to do it for you and take that burden off your shoulders, but then also do so much more. So helping support managing underperformance, improve productivity, improve communication, and help and support with things like flexible working, new laws that are coming in, approaches towards that fit within your values of your business. I always say to people when I talk to them that, look, at the end of the day, HR across the land, with some exceptions in Scotland and Northern Ireland, it's the same. So if I was to come to you and say, oh no, 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 we do different HR, that's bullshit. We don't. It's the same HR. The law's the same, right? It's your business that's different. Having the same approach. So going back to level one, that operational HR, it's very much this is it. It's an off the shelf kind of a product, and that's what it's going to do, and it will work in 99% of businesses in that particular sense. It might not give you everything you're looking for, but it will work. The next levels up are more bespoke to you, to your business. How are you going to operate that policy in your business? What's your values? What are your people like? How are they interacting with that? Where's your performance problems? Who are your high performers? So we have our productivity booster. The productivity booster is promoted basically on exactly what it says on the tin. It's very much ROMSIL. We want to help and increase productivity, increase your performance of your staff, give you more value for money for what you're paying out on your people, for what you're getting back into your business to help you to grow, to meet those goals that you're setting for your business. We know when doing that you're going to have a lot of people problems, red flags that are going to come out from that because you're going to identify the problems. There's no two ways about it. And that's why we give our HR away for free. So our complete done for you HR, we give it for free. So we don't charge for this. This stuff that I'm talking through right now, we don't even bill for this. This is built in effectively to our productivity booster that helps to increase the performance of your teams. But I mean, this should be very much done for you. It's taking that pressure off of you, and it's more than just the bridge between where you are and compliance. It's about real transactional performance improvement in your business. That's the key thing. Now, for us, we tend to blend between level two and level three, but there is technically, I would say there would be a level three, and that is your strategic HR. So we actually utilize our productivity booster. So our done for you HR that we give away for free would probably be your tactical level two. Our productivity booster is the strategic HR. It's just we tag them together and give level two for free. But the strategic HR is very much aligning. What is it my people are meant to be doing? The people in these roles have a function. If I just throw people into it and say, there's the job description, go away, get on with it, and then get upset that the outputs aren't the levels that I want to, it's because I'm not clearly defining what people are meant to be doing and aligning that to the overall goals and aspirations of the organization. I'm putting people into posts and they're just going to do the 9 to 5. They're going to inadvertently fall into that gap and that mindset of doing what we call the busy fool syndrome, which is I'm just going to run around like a blue-ass fly. I'm going to do lots of stuff, going to be immensely busy, but it's not always going to make a significant amount of tangible difference to the business and where we're looking to go. It could be that I'm putting all my attention on stuff that actually makes zero difference to the outcomes of this business, but feels like it's really important, but it's not. And that happens an awful lot. We want to make sure we align our people to our goals. It's so important. And I would say the majority, even bigger businesses, do not do this effectively. It's a whim. It's done once a year and then it's filed away and forgotten about. We don't want to do that. And the real reason we want to do this, so the real benefit behind this, is building a high performance culture, a strategic culture that's driving that business, guaranteed forward, high performance. And other businesses, I would say, again, the majority, these are my stats, by the way, these aren't like stats you can Google, but my stats are personally from experience, from a wealth of experience of doing this for over 20 years, is the majority of businesses, by far the majority of businesses, will have this back to front. You end up spending 80% of your time on the people who have bad performance issues. 20% of your time is acknowledging people who are your high performers, enough to give them the work that the poor performers aren't doing. So for being a good performer, your benefit and your bonus and reward is more work from the people that you feel aren't as satisfactory as you, but get paid a similar, if not exactly the same, sometimes even more than you as a good performer. You get less attention, more work, probably less money for the work levels you're producing. And that's just a bit of a challenge. So again, you want to fix that. Part of the strategic HR should be doing that, should be aligning your business and structuring your teams and your organization and your infrastructure in the right and appropriate way to drive it forward. So, just to be clear, the first stage, which is a done with you service, which is what the majority of products that are out there on the market, you'll probably find from a quick Google search of HR support for your business, is going to probably not be the thing that you actually want. If you're thinking, I just want something to tick a box, then do that. That's fine. And that's perfectly fine. But if you're wanting something that's going to actually help your business and grow your business, you need to be looking at other levels. And I think that's why it's so crucial to actually probably think if you're going into, if I was thinking of purchasing HR from the outside looking in, I think I'd want to know what it is I want. And in trying to figure out that actually the done with you service is good. It has its part to play. Of course it does in the market, but it may not be what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the glorified insurance policy where I'm paying X amount a month, but may not even be talking to somebody for a year or more. I may want something that's going to actually help make a tangible difference because the likelihood is going in and running businesses, like I said, you're going to have to employ people. The majority of people that come into this as us, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, don't always have that background in managing and dealing with difficult people, having difficult conversations, how and when to start looking to do a management process. What is good performance? What does that look like? How do I measure that? Can you measure this? Is this like putting jelly to a wall? How do I pin that down? How do I get some hard data to make good decisions on my people? Well, quite frankly, those are good questions and you're not going to get it from the basic level. So I would say if you are moving past the bootstrapping place, you probably want to look at level 2 or level 3. And like I said, for us, those are incorporated. The only HR we charge for is the HR helpline, and that's the done with you service. And again, I would say this, but I genuinely believe we go above and beyond the majority of the marketplace as to what we provide for that. But beyond that, we've got our productivity booster and we've got a level above that as well. So we actually do a level 4, which is more your strategic level in terms of your board and leadership team process and driving that forward with on-site support when you need it too. But in this process, these are the 3 basics you're going to need to look at. And those are the 3 basic differences. And they're not all the same. And if you go for the bog standard, you're probably getting the lower level. And it probably, depending on where you are with your business, is not what you're looking for or what you probably need. So just to bear that in mind, I would say that again, just to re-clarify that, I think if you are at a place where you're looking to grow, you're looking to scale, you're employing people, maybe you've got somewhere between 10 or more staff within your business already at this moment in time, you are going to start getting more statistically, sorry, you're going to start getting more people related problems that's going to take up more of your time. So bootstrapping it is probably not going to work because even sharing that role is going to be quite a consumption of your time to do that. And you don't have the expertise. So added security, I would probably then start looking at those levels up. Now, there are different ways in doing that and it's priced in different ways. One of the things that I would come on to and I do this every time. This isn't the first time I've spoken about this, and we have a helpful document as well. I'm going to link in the description below. So if you are watching this, by the way, I always leave this to the last minute. Why do I do this? If you're watching this, by the way, you can like, please do, and subscribe. Again, please do. You may also be part of our mailing list as well. So you'll get access to our blog posts. So you'll be able to watch our podcast and you'll be able to read the blog post that this is related to as well. So please do that. If you haven't got that, you can click in the links below and you can get our guide. And you can also get access to all the latest information and training bits and pieces that we have coming up, actually. That's going to be really, really great. That's going to help and support you and doesn't always cost a thing. So that's the key component here. So please do that. But what I will do in the description below is also provide you with a link to our helpful little booklet that helps you to decide what HR is that you're looking for. So a decision tree making process. So I think that'll be really helpful for you. But I think if you are not bootstrapping it right now, you're not in the infancy of your business and employing people, then you'll probably will be looking to how to take your business to the next level. If you're not looking to grow and you're not looking to scale, I mean, even charities that we work with are looking to grow and scale so they can help more people, right? So if you're not in that place, then realistically, you you need to be probably thinking about how you can actually move that forward and move that dial forward and help to get the people in your business to move along with you on that. That's when you start to look to increase the level of support you're probably looking for right now. But the key component here is they're not all the same. Oh, and the one thing I did almost forget about that, oh my God, that I always go on with this particular thing is there is a particular. So I would always say if you're looking at purchasing HR, there are different ways in which, and it's priced in different ways. If you are looking for something that's like a retainer, retainers come in different ways and forms too. So one of the things that we don't do, and for this particular reason, is because if you spent and invested, say you signed on for a contract, I don't know, 3 years, and you pay £400 a month retainer, you may not get anything for that £400. People will sit there and give you none of this. So you won't get these other extra levels. It's basically like an upgraded version of the done with you service. And then when you do have a problem, like a grievance pops up, a disciplinary happens, they are quite consuming in terms of time to deal with. And when it goes above and beyond the allotted hours you're paying for, 4 hours would be £400 a month for us. So, if you go above those 4 hours, the time that's above and beyond that, we would charge extra in that model. And all of a sudden, instead of getting a £400 bill, you end up getting a thousands of pound bill for that additional work that's taken place because you're on the highest rates. It's a consultancy rate. And at the end of the day, that means that all those months that you've not had anything for doesn't make any difference. You're still, because this month's above and beyond those hours, going to get an additional charge. And that is daylight robbery for me. I don't like that. I also don't like services where you're paying for something and not getting anything back. That just fundamentally breaches everything that I stand for in terms of value and giving value for money. So those are things to be aware of when you're going through these different bits and pieces. But please read the blog, go through that process. You can listen to the podcast from wherever you get your podcasts as well, and keep in touch. And I'll speak to you soon.